Hello, my name is Cosmic, and I have a message for someone very specific because you are doing way more than you know in the terms of your manifestations and how you are gaining truth and seeking truth about the world. But I'm also hearing that someone kind of doesn't want you to know this yet. There's a big energy of trying to block what serves the highest good of the highest good. I'm not exactly sure what that means because it's not like in a super narcissistic way of like there are only like certain people that are good people. It's the people who are genuinely acting out of their highest good, not just for themselves but for all. And you can be one of them and are one of them. I'm getting and hearing. You can push past this barrier of, I want to say, deception. Like, there's a lot of big walls of deception around a particular area, topic, subject, situation. Um, and I feel like there's almost a support group for, like, the adversaries and enemies that you could be understanding that even currently, if you understanding what's going on in the world when this is being the time that this is being uploaded, there's definitely support groups for a lot of evil stuff going on right now, whether they're being supported financially, morally, emotionally. This is kind of happening on a macrocosm and microcosm scale, and I think part of you is wanting to heal it, and I think you don't really feel fully aware of how well your manifestations have been working is something I'm hearing. Okay, I don't know why these three cards. We have the destroyer, the gem, and the offering. So I'm getting, I need to flip these so the destroyer is upright, because the destroyer being upright in this scenario is very, very important. You are making a clear, I want to hear you're making a very clear assumption is what someone's saying, and it's almost like you're sitting there being like, well, yeah, I work with my intuition every day. I kind of have to make sure I have clear intuition. If I do this intuitive spiritual magical practice almost every day that is like integrated in your life, your faith, your religion, your belief, whatever it is, you're very like routine about things, even if it's just the simplicity of making sure that you're playing frequencies when you take a shower so you can just get that little extra cleansing energy, not just from the water. And if you're not doing that already, I feel like some of you are already kind of like, yeah, I play frequencies when I go and shower and stuff like that. It doesn't even have to be showering or like taking a little spiritual bath. Whatever tools you have at hand, I promise you make them work. You make them work for sure. And they do fucking work. Excuse my French, but they do work. The destroyer is here because you are very clear about what you're doing. You understand you need to clear out all of this like brush and what looks like you're clearing out all these resources, you're clearing out all this stuff, but you're clearing out all of, not necessarily the weeds, but all of the brush that wasn't going to survive. And you can use a lot of those resources and repurpose them. And I think that is the thing that you are getting to the core of. You are understanding how repurposeful your energy can be. You are a transmuter of energy is what I'm hearing. And I can't like understand it in any other way. And even if you're not really sure what being a transmuting kind of person is, maybe you've had to have a lot of conversations where if you didn't speak up, things would have gone to shit. But you spoke up because you said, I'm tired of this grandpa type energy. I'm tired of this being what this is. I'm tired of this being a mess. I'm tired of this being that. It's like the dam broke on your words and your throat chakra, and you said, F it, I'm going to speak because this is important. It's going to change everything if I don't say something. And it is also going to change everything for the better if you do say something. And that's what made you feel like you should and you would. And you did. And you were successful. And people kind of see this, whether they liked the idea of you speaking up and how you spoke up. it doesn't matter how you spoke up at the end of the day. It is what you said that resonated within like thousands of voices, whether it was like someone quoting you or someone just taking that action into their lives and affecting other people for the better, because the destroyer energy understands the necessary element to clear things out. It's not just about clearing the way. There is a necessary element that is about clearing the way in a way that you can repurpose this energy into something new, because you understand every act of destruction is also an act of creation. Every act of creation is first an act of destruction. How do we build houses? We want to create a house, right? We got to destroy a tree in a forest. This balance, this ebb, this flow, you are like, I want to say, rejuvenated by it every single time, but sure, damn, are you tired. But ain't that the life of the gem, is what I'm hearing. It's like the gem isn't necessarily like a person, the gem is kind of our core selves and our core being. And sometimes it takes a hell of a person to be that core true you and that true self. And I feel like the offering here is almost an offering to yourself. What can you give yourself that rejuvenates you? When you are really giving all of this wisdom, see the owl eyes in there, when you're giving all of this wisdom from a very dualistic point of view, I like the two stars there and just like the two, like two things of two adding up here. um you are very clear with how your intuition is. You're very clear with the dark side of the moon, I'm saying. The dark side of the moon of your soul and your heart. Also, I'm just noticing my eyeliner's off. Who cares? It is what it is. I just noticed that. I did it in the dark and then it happens. I feel like there's a way. I'm just looking at like this and I'm hearing like be kinder to yourself, but that's not towards me because like I also kind of knew it wasn't correct before I got on. I'm just like confirming it now. I feel like you understand what throws you off, but it's also about being clear and saying, okay, yeah, you feel this way. You just feel this way. Don't label it good or bad. Don't label it as anything else. You feel this way. You are connected to feeling this way because you, yourself, want to understand what more is around you. And I feel like at some point we're going to be doing some cleansing sounds here because I feel like some of you are just like, I gotta cleanse that energy. Hold on. Headphone users, be warned. We're going to just do a little. Don't want to be too loud. And 3. I usually find 3 very cleansing because then I feel like I'm connecting to that sort of universal energy. Some of you have a lot of stuck energy. You really need to understand how well your spiritual methods have been working. I don't know what you do in your practice, but you are working to make sure that not only your mind is in balance, but your heart as well. That's where the internal child kind of comes from. It comes from a place from our heart and from our spirit, the thing that excites us the most. We got Knight of Pentacles cut in the deck there. I think some of you are very, not only hesitant, but you're unsure about where you're going, and I think I'm hearing that this is the most, like, best time to be completely unaware. There's something about this is the best time to be completely unaware, because that is when you're at your strongest. When you have time to prepare is when you're at your strongest. So when there's a little quietness in this chaos, the eye of the storm gives you ample time to prepare, and you're the only one preparing, or people who are very like-minded of you and just have a lot of similar opinions. There's a lot of people here, and I just like to speak to the individual watching, so I'm kind of just speaking to all of you, really. You have a lot more like power and potency when you are able to prepare for things. So do not take for granted the time you have to prepare for something, because I'm hearing that is going to launch you and skyrocket you into like this next chapter. This next chapter of your heart, of your soul. I'm hearing somewhat financially for some of you, because that Pentacles card, the Pentacles, some of you are really working in with just your environment, material surroundings, your life, and how you want to like choose to go after like not just the financial part, but like what keeps our daily lives running, what keeps the lights on, what keeps our bellies like full and our blankets warm and our pillows cold at night, or whatever it is. um the Great Bear, the Judgment card. You are placing all the judgment upon yourself, upon the truth, upon all of the universe. You are finding this judgment and also placing it on yourself and saying, I am willing to open myself up, show my whole core of myself, show my whole chutzpah. We can be silly gooses and say silly words, but there's a opening up of like, I am willing to crack open my whole like insecurity, fear, doubt wall. You're willing to break past every single barrier, show every bit of your life and say, this is me, this is just what it is, this is what I've experienced, and this is the story. You can place judgment later, but I'm willing to open up. I'm willing to put my whole heart, my whole soul into this. And some people may not be that willing. But will you understand the judgment that you place on yourself in this openness isn't to take for granted? You can't take this for granted, is what I'm hearing. You have this innate ability to understand yourself to your core, and then sit there and like, well, maybe I'm just overthinking it. You have the audacity to overthink your true self. That's just really goofy to me. I'm sorry. The audacity. Hold on. I don't know why this card is like poking my interest here. What did I say about you preparing? Not just preparing too, but like you are preparing because you understand what it takes to do what you need to do. Like you have a great idea of what all of this takes to do what you need to do. Every single like step, every single like moment, every single process, every single methodical like uh even communication, because I was hearing a methodical message. This is a whole methodical message I'm hearing. Whatever, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. um this methodical message is great in the sense of how you communicate to yourself. I don't know what that means for uh the general vague sense for me, because I don't know your guys' lives. Um, and while I feel like we are ever more connected than ever in our society, something makes us feel very disconnected right now. And I think this could be at any time in our lives. But if you are looking at the date of this video within the 5 or 6 year span, in the past, present, future, whenever you're watching this, you need to understand this pain is very collective. Anyone that you may see come across this video, any comments that come across underneath, you're not alone in what's happening to you. You have a greater what's so strange is I'm hearing you have a greater burden to bear than just your burdens, because those aren't necessarily supposed to be like your burdens to bear. It's your burdens of being yourself. Oh no, you gotta be yourself. Oh no, you gotta like actually commit to this you I think you wanted to shake hands with for a very long time. You wanted to hold hands with this version of you, and I think now you can. And that kind of scares some of you, and that's okay, because there's a lot of evil shit in our lives that we can experience. Not just with the current times of when I'm filming this or whenever you see this, but I feel like understanding that the chaos, there's always chaos in our lives, is always a path that can lead us back to ourselves, is something to really not take for granted. And I don't think you're taking it for granted, not one bit. But there's a part of certain environments, societies, or just environments in general, whatever it is, family, work environment, there's blatant insecurity. I can't shake the word off the card. Sometimes the words on the cards like don't really like matter to the situation because the art just like is perfect enough. Seven of Arrows is Seven of Swords, to clarify for anyone who knows tarot. You understand more than you know, and you understand how insecurity breeds not just this like toxicity, but do you see these vines? They're like real thorny, spiky vines just wrapping around this person here, this figure. And I feel like that's what it feels like to be rude to yourself, to be mean to yourself. You're getting caught up. And I kind of bonked the card against the singing bowl, and it rang a little bit. You may have had to turn up your volume to like max to hear that, but please be careful. I always forget that sometimes my microphone, I have to move it when I'm filming other content and streaming on other platforms. So excuse me if the audio is like weird in different videos. I just want to mention, if anyone's been noticing, that you can understand how well a human mind can breed insecurity and where it comes from and how it sits there and stirs in the mind and kind of twists and turns and makes us feel like there are thorns around our just not brain or our heart but our whole bodies. It like is overstimulating to a point. Ooh, the Archer right here and the Ancestor. The Archer is the Chariot card in the tarot deck, and you can recognize that with the two beasts here, the two hunting dogs in this card. And the Ancestor is the Hierophant. So you have the Hierophant that flipped out and the Chariot card. And over here we have the Strength card. And one thing you'll notice, this is called the Woodward. Woodward in this tarot deck is the Strength card. It represents the Strength card. But it does not sit in the same position. And I'm getting the sense that this is something to really reflect on. And if you understand which deck this is the Wildwood Tarot deck. Let me see if there it is. It is this one. If you'd like to get it on your own and explore it on your own. Very Celtic and Druidic belief based if you're interested in it. Unless you already have it and know about it, I hope you are enjoying the tarot deck as much as I am, because this is the first thing that really caught like my eye and just made me fall in love with this tarot deck. And I'm getting that this story is going to explain how some of you feel this is going to resonate with some of you. So, to understand the original format for tarot, the 11th card is technically the Justice card. If we're going with the standard, we don't know the first original deck, but I think in the first original deck, the standard, I could be wrong. You may fact check me in the comments if you want to. The standard order of the major arcana, the 11th card in that order is the Justice card. Now the Strength card sits at number 8. And number 8 always gives me the sense of the infinity sign, but I see that as an ebb and a flow. When we see how strength can ebb and flow in our lives, that's kind of why it sits at the number 8 card. We have to have strength to continue finding balance with ebbs and flows in our lives. But when it comes to justice, isn't justice what is needed? Like the key that unlocks the door to our strength? our strength is a door that we can get past, but sometimes we need something to unlock our courage to open the door. Sometimes, if that door has been locked away in our minds due to whatever psychology is going on in there, it can not only hold up this like strength that we feel like we have inside, but it feels like we can't get past because there's something that we haven't done yet, and something so internal that it's why I somewhat understand when people say like I can't get past something, but it all I hear to that is, oh, you can't find that key to unlock courage. There's a key to unlock courage here. I don't understand what that means. But this strength card is sitting technically in the justice position. Now, if we're going to take the number 11, that's already a numerology number within itself. 1 plus 1 equaling 2, equaling the duality of life. Recognizing the duality, recognizing that there is a life not opening the door, and then there's a life opening the door. There are two choices here. And there are also two sides of this coin of like, this is just what is, and this is what can happen. But does it need to stay unlocked? Or does it need to stay locked? Or whatever wording you want to choose there. Sorry, I think I wanted to say, does this door and your choice to unlock this door, does it need to be locked and stay this way for the rest of time, or can it be unlocked and time move forward? Not necessarily like time in this reality of seconds moving forward, it's just the visualization part in your brain. Are you taking the time mentally to sit there and say, hey, I can unlock this door and move forward? But there's a key that is needed to be found, and you know where it is, I'm hearing, because it's like as easy as 1 plus 1 equals 2. It's as easy as 1 plus 1 equals 2. We have a lot of actual like friendly beasts here in these cards, so I feel like any animals that you have around you, please say hi to them, cuddle with them. They're kind of worried about you, I'm hearing. They want to know if you're okay. Some animals are like, "Hey, are you doing good? That's why I'm always hanging around you. That's why I'm always doing that thing that you're like, why are you doing this when I'm sad?" Well, cuz you're sad. We want to help you, give you courage, guide you even to get you back on your way again. Get that spark, get that drive in you. I like the archer depiction as the chariot. This is a very intriguing card to me because it always felt not just different to how we see the chariot in very advanced ways of tarot, but the chariot gets to this point where it is the level of drive we have to pull this arrow back and actually take aim at something. That's what the chariot feels like when we're getting in, we're sitting in the driver's seat per se. But the driver's seat can be an action of pointing and taking a shot at something. And it was all through whatever was guiding you, whatever you know to your core that you trust. There's guides that you trust, spiritual guides, or even real people, animals even, that may act a little strange around you at times, that have been guiding you. They've been trying to help you, whether it is just whatever you believe, whatever's going on in your life. There's like physical and metaphysical things like crossing over in so many different ways. And I think you understand how, whether something is of material or immaterial, it doesn't matter, because I think you understand it's your friend. It's your friend. There's a friend that's like happy to help. They're happy. They are grateful. They can't wait, and is what I'm hearing. Like, they can't wait to help you. They can't wait to be asked to lend a hand. Can I get more information on that? Let's put those two cards out. I left the strength card and the archer card out. This was the card I saw when I split the deck. You're not running from something, you're running towards something. You're not running from something, you're running towards something. 7, another 7, another knight. 7 of Cups, or not 7 of Cups, Knight of Cups, 7 of Wands. Excuse me. We have Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, 7 of Wands. And we had 7 of Swords earlier. 7 of Wands is the exact medicine needed to clear out the insecurity in the 7 of Swords card. And I think you understand that you have to use one of these arrows in the 7 of arrows to take aim and spark this fire. Something about the toxin can be used as a spark for the cure, but that's not in a way of like, do not abuse anything. It's not abusing things like that. This is like getting to the point of like hitting a realization in your mind and saying, if I didn't understand how bad something could get, it wouldn't have made me wake up, is what I'm hearing. And I think maybe some of you have done that, or are getting to like accept that ebb and flow that has happened in your life. The eel card is like insane to me sometimes, because it's like, sometimes I see it as someone who really like has escaped with themselves, escaped like within their own heart, within their own soul. And we didn't even talk about the ancestor card here. I think this is another sign that your guides are speaking, but also the signs of you've been seeing aren't a lie. You've escaped with yourself into yourself because you said, this is all that I am, and that's all I'll take with me. If I'm going to leave all of this insecurity behind, I'm gonna take what feels close to my soul and my heart and my like being. It's like this, something you're taking within you is this part of yourself that feels like you're just, it's something like encompassing your whole self, embodying your whole self, but also just like being your whole self in this pure, I want to say, level of acceptance. You've worked for this. You didn't just happen upon it. You did the internal work yourself. I don't want you to think that this just like magically happened. You sat here, you became aware, you trusted the signs, you trusted the synchronicities. You're watching this video feeling connected in some way. 3 of Stones. You had to get creative. You didn't really understand how to do this at first, but you just sat here and just said, if it's making me feel so grounded in myself, what is the harm? Like, I feel like it's going through the whole, like, I'm not doing harm to myself, I'm not doing harm to anyone else, and I'm happy and I'm healthy as I can be, and you're not, like, you're not living more than your means, kind of a thing. Like, you're living in a very balanced way. I feel like you are the Hierophant. You are, like, a mentor to people with how you are and the advice that you have. Like, you may just, like, have people that look up to you in life and just ask you questions, and it kind of makes you feel like, oh yeah, like I am that person, that guy that knows stuff, I guess, is what someone's saying. Like, I guess we're gonna pull from another tarot deck because I want to see some synchronicities here that need to be highlighted on. Something needs highlighting on, which is very kind of, this deck is very where's the light? Hold on. Shing 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 shing. Let me be goofy. We can be goofy. You need to be goofy. I don't know what kind of goofy goober action you need to spark up in you. What kind of silly gooseness you need to uh, commit to. Get to being that little bit of a rascal. This was on the bottom of the deck, by the way. Underneath it is the death card. Page of Cups. The Lovers. This creative energy is allowing great amounts of acceptance, and you're just going with it. You're going with the flow, but you still need to jump in. You're going with the flow, but I also get, if you are a little anxious, remind yourself that anxiousness can be confused with excitement. I've heard that somewhere, and I was kind of thinking about the psychology of that, and I said, it kind of makes sense, because anyone with trauma, that of anyone who is told, oh, they're too extra because you were very excited, you may get confused that that is anxiousness sometimes. And sometimes you need to just watch the water. Be around water. If you live near a beach at all, watch the waves, watch a river just run past you, even if it's just like the simple, like it's a rainy day and there's like tons of water going into like the gutter or something like that. Just watch the water. Water is something that's very cleansing for you right now, and it's your choosing to do this. Like I said, you worked for this, and now there's a commitment. There is a like sacred bond you're having with yourself, with your life, with your whole being. There's two halves of a whole experiencing union in your heart, and it is your choice to commit to this. That's where the choice comes in the Lover's card, is our choice to commit. Get some other things that need to be highlighted on, because I was curious of what else needed to be heard or said. Any advice too, because I also, we may pull from the animal. Oh, you have earth, water, and now air of all of the knight cards. You have the Knight of Swords out here. Some of you, your direction is as clear as day. You need to understand your direction is as clear as day. Yeah, we're gonna pull from this in a second here, is what I'm hearing. The Animal Spirit deck. Oh. Princess of Cups, which is Page of Cups, and Knight of... I don't think I've ever had this happen before. I'm sitting here collectively trying to remember the last time I organized this tarot deck. I am I need to just like just look at this. Like how? Hold on. Where's the light? There it is. Sorry, my lighting is a little poor, but oh my god. The way these cards sit so fluidly together, I'm in love. Which is something to do with a tarot deck if you haven't done already. And I have a lot that I haven't done that with, but anyway, the Princess of Cups and Knight of Cups. Oh my god. Page of Cups, Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups coming out twice here, by the way. And wait, both of these came out twice. Hold on. Wait. Where are the cards? There's the page. You, oh my goodness. You asked for Synchronicities. And I asked the tarot deck for synchronicities because you needed to hear them. You needed to be blown away, is what I was hearing. So, vessels in this other tarot deck. Hold on. Ah. I'm like a little stunned with excitement here, too. Oh my god. There's no way. I've never had this happen. This is a little first super intricate, very loud boom. Here's a synchronicity here for me. That I'm glad I'm getting this out. I'm very grateful that I am translating this message very clear. Because I think I don't even need to say much. The only thing I'm going to explain is how these cards work for people who don't know tarot and the understandings of these water elements. Because you may be new to these topics, or you may be understanding of some of them. Maybe you're understanding of them more than I am of just these cards in general. The Page of Cups is this opening up to your knowledge and awareness that you haven't ever seen before, because you understand now how to use this knowledge and awareness to take direction, and very clear, honest direction in your life. You've understood the assignment more than anyone, is what I'm feeling, hearing. I can't believe this happened. Oh my god. I don't know why I'm hearing braid your hair. There's like braiding magic you're missing out on. You can braid your hair and put intention into the braid. If you have hair, that's okay. I don't have much of it, but I used to have really long hair, and then I chopped it all off because my scalp was very hurty, and then I was like, let me just chop it, and then we'll just grow it all out again, because it grows pretty fast. It's grown very, very fast. I wonder what it's just gonna like sit at. I'm kind of curious what kind of knowledge and ways you could use magic with your hair is what is being heard here. Like even taking care of your hair, just like the way you are shampooing your hair. You could just do the same old thing you've been doing. You don't need to do anything extra. But also, there's something that's like being conscious of the oils you're using and like the properties that they have. Understand all of the different like benefits that you gain, like not only health-wise, obviously, if you use certain stuff on your hair, if you don't use anything at all, whatever your method is, like there's something about it that's just like being conscious of how metaphysical this method is, how magical this method is that you're connecting with. And I think you're becoming more and more open to this idea of just being spiritual for yourself. You're just being like, what in your layman's terms you're calling it is self-aware. And I think not many people can understand that, and that's why I feel like there's another side that's just like, well, what do you mean you've been doing this work? And you're like, well, I've been doing this work. I've been clearing out this energy for a while now. Ooh. I feel like there's a very fiery energy that's trying to like... It's not the words like take you down. It's like take down your type of energy. The energy that you have, they're like, no, that's not the right way. That's not how you do things. But you're not trying to tell them what to do, because you're just like out here also on your Knight of Wands. Oh, we have all of the elements out here now for the knights. Night, 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 night. Oh, that's the wrong one. Dang it. All the cards are falling. Ooh, that resonated. All the cards are falling? What does that mean? The house of cards are falling. We have all of our elements here together. And if we're really gonna go on the actual... Oh, I put it in the right order. Perfect. So in my opinion, I think the order of operations when it comes to like the maturity level in the elements, it usually starts with the wands, because when you combine fire and water, you obviously get steam, you get air. And through the transmutation of air and fire and water on our planet, it created our atmosphere, it created all the vegetation we see around us, and it basically inherently created us. I don't know what science you believe in, but I do believe in hot and cold make steam, and when that is in a greenhouse environment, you get bacteria. You get things, you get life. You get this biochemical reaction. I don't know what to call it. I'm not a scientist. And it's interesting to see how the order of operations here for the Knight of Pentacles is very like the Knight of Pentacles is like a patient card. And it's a way that you understand the patience that you had, or maybe had wished you had in the past. And giving yourself this kindness and this grace to yourself is the exact level of coming around full circle again. And like acceptance of healing. And accepting this healing you've completed is what I'm hearing. Like some people want to sit here and say they've completed their success in healing, but they don't need to say that to show it. Like I feel like anyone saying it is just like not being that forthcoming with all of the context is what I'm hearing. Whether they are a decent person or not, it's like someone's not giving full context if they're saying, yeah, I've been successful in healing myself. I feel like people show it in their own way. They have ways that they're like accepting of, hey, this isn't really like something it's like speaking out like that is not something you'd really want to do because you just are happy with yourself. You don't really need to say it. You're just gonna be happy with yourself, if that makes sense. And if people can't understand that, then you don't need to hear them or give them the wiser. Seven of Swords reversed on the bottom of the deck. Oh, look at the little lamb in there. You're doing it for younger you, and younger you is very, very happy. I feel like if any of you haven't been like talking to your inner child, some of your inner childs are excited and happy that you're moving forward in a very, very graceful way. That's very, very kind and honest. There's like kindness and honesty that needs to be had here. Oh. The bear again. The great bear and the nightingale. I actually forget what this card is, so we're gonna read it together. Oh, there it is. Oh, my books are everywhere. Where'd it go? Oh, okay. I'm a goof. All I'm gonna say is, if you want to know the message about the bear, go directly back to when I first pulled the Great Bear card. You don't have to rewatch the whole thing from, like, the whole reading from that point. Just hear what I have to say about the Great Bear card from the beginning. Um, because I think I was pulling the oracle cards and then we pulled tarot. Like right before I pull the Great Bear card, just watch that section. That's all that I'm hearing for some people. That's literally why this is in reverse. It's like, oh wait, hey, just to remind you, go back there. There's something there to be reminded of. Nightingale, fearless voice, speech, communication, or song. Actually, while I'm saying this, I feel like I need a little. This could be me or it could be you. I don't know. I'm also not feeling 100%, but that's for other reasons. Some may call it a womanly debuff, but it's whatever. If you know, you know. I'm taking care of myself, and I felt the need to do this reading regardless, so. The song of the nightingale is otherworldly, the simple brown bird, almost unnoticeable among the flashy plumage of other birds, transports its listener to the realm of poetry. Nightingale energy is within us when we write, compose, and especially when we sing. It reminds us that music heals the deepest wounds. This card indicates a need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. Is there something you need to say? How long has it been since you sang? Turn it up, write it down, and let it out. When in balance, you sing and speak freely with kindness. When out of balance, you are shy and have a lump in the throat. To bring into balance, music. And during all of these readings, I always play music. That's just my thing, 'cause I love frequencies and stuff like that. But there's this level of music that right now, it's gonna help us bear this winter. There's like a silly enough, yeah, bear hibernation, easy example, but also easy metaphor is basically what I was saying. But it makes sense for the situation. Like it's something so simple that like 1 + 1 = 2. 1 + 1 = 2. Just I want to say for anyone who has like musical talents, you cannot ignore the importance and power and potency and vibration I'm hearing of your voice. There is a vibration that your voice resonates with. And I feel like you're seeing it clearly, understanding it, and knowing how to put it out there in the best way that you can. Because it's not something that's going to. I was gonna say it's not something that's going to be forgiven with honesty, but I don't know if that's towards you. I don't know if that's something you're saying. But there's a great winter that has been being bared, and now it's almost time for your potency of power to like reign in this spring again, to combine fire and water to create the steam, to create this biochemical energy that creates life again, life in humanity, in anything that you're doing. Because the smallest thing, if you're just working at a coffee shop, connecting with certain people, you may not know how much you're changing like their opinion or feelings about the world. I feel like sometimes any act that strangers do is somewhat like something that we can see and just be like, oh yeah, the world is kind, the world is soft, the world is a little squishy and soft and full of life and humanity and humility sometimes. Of course, not all the time. We can't have it both ways, but you kind of understand that. Oh, there's another tarot, not tarot deck, but oracle deck that I'm being called to grab. Is it that one? That's this one. Okay. One last card here from this shamanic healing oracle. Oh, that was quick. We have feminine energy and it's all good. I kept looking at the moon in a lot of cards. Work with the moon phases. Work with the feminine energy of your heart and your soul. And I think it's all good from here. Because, oh, what was that one I almost missed? It's all good. The only thing that I feel like was that burden to bear of your own healing and your own self is the emotional release and the good perception that you are going to have on yourself. You're going to feel very good about yourself, and it's okay to feel that way. You are okay in feeling that way. It's all good. You're not hurting anyone. The only thing that you're hurting is yourself when you're not accepting it. Think about how the crows in our mind can hurt ourselves. Hurt our own words can hurt our own brain, pick us apart. We are our own worst critics. But if we can accept the death, we can be willing to grow again. Thank you for being here. That's all I have for you. If there's any other tarot information you want, if you want to check out any more of the content that I do other than tarot, the links are in the description. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening. I hope that resonated. Bye.